Hi everyone, it's Dr. Ramani and welcome back to this YouTube channel on narcissism, narcissistic relationships, healing from narcissistic relationships, and am I the asshole? So let's take one on. This looks like it could be a good one. This person asks, am I the asshole? And says, I'll keep this short. I had a 1967 Impala 4-door that I bought in February 2019. A couple of months ago, I bought my first house that had a 2.5-car garage. I moved the car in and started tearing it down for a complete restoration. I had the body in one bay and the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend came to live with me during the whole crisis, and the whole time has hated that car. She wants to park in the garage, but I have 2 acres of land with a lot of nice places to park under shady trees, or hell, even in the barn if it has to be inside. I tell her, tough luck, it's my house and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick. Anyways, I was out of town for a couple of days on a business trip for this small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles, making me food all the time, doing all the chores, all that. I thought maybe she was just happy to have me home, but then I realized that I didn't see her car in its usual spot. I asked her where she parked so I could make sure I mowed that area and keep it clean, and she said not to worry because she parked in the garage. I asked how, and she told me to go check it out. Turns out that while I was gone, she hired some people to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, and chassis and all parts, and take it to the local dump/scrapyard. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I had spent over $11,000 on that car, including new parts, services, and the car itself. I told her that I was going to be taking her to court for that, and she brushed me off like I was being dramatic. I told her that it's done between us and to pack her things and leave. I admit I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer, and I have her on my house's security camera footage, letting the guys in and watching them take it all. I think I can win. Her family and friends are absolutely blowing me up, saying it's just a stupid old piece of junk and that she cannot pay back all that money I spent and that I should just let it go. But I've been putting all my time, effort, and money into that car for a year and a half, and damn it, if I am not going to get justice for what she did, am I the asshole? And he goes on to add one little bit that he says that I got a call from her mother about 20 minutes ago, and she told me that I was ruining her daughter's life over a stupid car. I told her she ruined her own life. I've been gathering documentation and I'm about to head down to the police station and file a report, as suggested by others. Once again, thank you. Am I the asshole? So there's a little bit of a postscript, and I'll give that to you after I comment on this. So not the asshole. This is entitlement on steroids, right? That somebody has been, I mean, this poor guy, it is his hobby. It is, a lot of people love putting cars back together. I have a good friend of mine, she did it, and it was a multi-year project, and I actually think it's super cool kind of a thing to do, that, you know, to take something that's old and put the work in, the time in it. It's a labor of love for people who love to do this. And that somebody claims to be in a relationship with you and cannot see that that car is something you love working on just so they could have the convenience of parking in a garage in a house that doesn't even belong to them, that they're living there on your good graces. Again, entitlement. I don't know if it's entitlement, intense immaturity, but it's interesting that the mother is calling on behalf of the daughter. To me, that's already a triangulated, immature mess. That if for a grown-ass person, that their parent is calling their boyfriend on their behalf, that's so immature. I can't even get my head around that one. But it kind of teaches you where some of this enabling, entitled mentality came from. Sounds like there was never a boundary set on this person. I think what's shocking to me is that this one's so black and white, like this person's so in the wrong. And some people might think like, oh, is getting a lawyer one bridge too far? I actually don't think it is. I think the problem with people with these really kinds of entitled, toxic personality styles is that they never hear no. And all of us trying to play nice will say, maybe I don't need to get the attorney. Maybe I don't need to put in the complaint. Maybe I can be the bigger person. My guess is that people have been trying to be the bigger person around this gal her entire life. This woman stole from him. This is theft. This is beyond a civil kind of a trial of damages, which I hope he gets his money back. But the fact of the matter is, she stole from him and it's on a camera. He could actually have her arrested for whatever that is, theft or auto theft or whatever that is. So that, in that sense, she committed a crime and seemed to think she could commit that crime and get away with it because it was her boyfriend and she wanted to park her car in the garage. And on top of that, this person actually, the girlfriend sounds actually quite monstrous, that according to him, she was smiling and actually manipulative enough to make dinner and happy, that she couldn't connect the dots, that getting rid of getting rid of that car would harm him. Then the complete and utter lack of empathy on this one is almost unfathomable. And in many ways, the lack of remorse is super concerning. Like, then we start veering into more of a psychopathic realm. Like, I'm going to do what I want. I don't care if it hurts you, as long as it's convenient for me. And I'm going to sit there and make dinner and have you think I'm a good girlfriend, as though making dinner would make up for her taking away his $11,000 car. And I don't even think it's about the money. This sounds like it was a labor of love for this guy. So there's so many themes here of triangulation, of the mother calling. And then there's also the theme of enablers. He makes very clear that all of her friends and her family are saying, how could you choose between one or the other? He's not choosing between anything. He's not choosing between the car and the girlfriend. He is making a choice about, this is toxic behavior and there needs to be a real consequence here. She's the one who made the mess, not him. He entrusted her with his belongings and she got rid of them. What's next? That she finds his, she finds a family heirloom and she sells it for grocery money? I don't see what the difference would be. She didn't get her way and then she saw an opportunity to do that. And even knowing, she had to know, unless she's really not that bright, that there was footage and all of that, that she would get caught, but she had to believe he wouldn't do anything about it. I actually agree with him getting an attorney. I would say it's actually totally appropriate for him to actually have this woman be arrested for theft or go after her for damages for the cost of the car, all of it. And the only way he would be able to do that is with an attorney. Well, interestingly, this story actually keeps going. He actually went to the police station and he showed them the receipts and the title and all of that. And then, believe it or not, they found the poor guy's car. That the people who took the car shouldn't have taken it because they didn't have the title for it and the vehicle ID numbers all matched and this and that. And he had lots of pictures. The guy whose car it was, obviously it was his labor of love, so he had the pictures. And he will ultimately get his car back. But I have to tell you, even if he gets the car back, he would still be well within his rights to sue this woman for damages. And I have to say that someone will say, oh, come on, aren't we living in an over-litigated society? A woman like this will not be stopped until she finally faces a real consequence, And what's interesting is she's surrounded by her merry band of enablers who somehow think that this is okay behavior, which is, that entire thing is incredibly troubling. But I think that this poor man, glad he got his car back, hope he turns it into the car of his dreams. And he may want to actually stay in love with the car and give up on the girlfriends, because for now it seems like that would be a safer play for him. But no doubt about it that this is a super antagonistic, narcissistic kind of thing he witnessed. This sort of stuff sometimes makes us think like, the narcissistic stuff I'm facing isn't even that bad. But these stories are also a reminder that the way that these toxic behaviors can circulate, and that there is almost, again, no bounds to this behavior. So again, I'm glad he kicked her out right away. It would be sad to think that he might have let her back, but he didn't. So good for him. Hope he enjoys his car. Thanks again.